Hello Facebook Live. It's Marilyn Devonish here from transformationstm.com, and a lovely bonus for those of you who would like to learn photo reading. Maybe you can't get to the UK, you might live abroad, it might even be that traveling to Watford, even if you are in the UK, is a bit of a challenge, and you might also want to get started straight away and have a reference that you always have access to. And so what I'm doing kind of at the moment, for those of you who signed up for the early booking price for my photo reading workshop, which is going to be taking place in October of this year if you're watching this in real time, I've already sent you the login details. So I've sent you your username, I've sent you your user password, and I've sent you the link where you can access the online training. So it's a one-day training of a specially filmed photo reading workshop. So we kind of did it as a self-contained piece a couple of years ago. So you've already got access to that. And what I will also do, because I was thinking about running a summer workshop, and so there were some people who signed up very early for that. And what I did is what I'm doing for many of my workshops. I'm kind of seeing, look, how many people are interested in actually doing it, rather than, because there is the thing, build it and they will come, or it's like, look, just find out who's interested. And I haven't got enough people yet to kind of make me go, do you know what, it's going to be worthwhile putting on a summer course. And that could change, because sometimes I then get a family pop up and go, oh my gosh, my kids, my son, my daughter, my granddaughter, my niece, my nephew, whatever, they want to do it before they go back to school or university, college, whatever. So that could happen. But I did say to the group, look, if I haven't got anything sorted out by July, given that they've booked so early, what I would do is give them access to the online training. So that's what I've done today. And for anyone who is booking to attend the October Photo Reading Workshop this week, I will also do that. So this is kind of what it looks like, but it is online. This is the last copy that I've got, and the guy who produced them for me seems to have disappeared, and I haven't yet been able to get hold of him, so I'm really keeping my fingers crossed that I can. But this one's a bit like gold dust now, it's the final one. But just to give you a sense of kind of what's on, it is on the screen, but I don't think you can read it particularly clearly. DVD 1, because there are 4 DVDs, and it's kind of a one-day training, so I think it's about 7 hours. DVD 1 is Development and Background to Photo Reading, overview of Paul Sheely, the photo reading creator, looking at applications and possibilities for photo reading, and then also going from brain fog to center stage, and kind of just sharing, sorry, just saw a message pop up there, just sharing kind of, my journey through this whole thing. And because I was thought to have early onset Alzheimer's in my late 20s, and photo reading really kind of turned that around for me. DVD number 2 is overview of the photo reading whole mind system. So looking at all of the 5 steps, looking at the power of multiple intelligences, because man, when you get that operating on your side, that's really where it's at. Looking at the tangerine technique, and also how that helps with dyslexia and dyspraxia and learning difficulties. And then we start with the end of that one is looking at step 1, which is about getting it was prepare. DVD 3, we then kind of really start going through. So we do step 1, prepare, step 2, preview, step 3, photo reading, step 4, post view. And on this one, I also do an introduction to mind mapping as well, because that's the money shot right there. Whether you're taking exams, planning presentations, public speaking, writing magazine articles, I've used it for that a lot. Mind mapping is totally where it's at. And then DVD 4, the final DVD, it's a 4 DVD set. It's online, the version you'll be getting. Overview of activation, and then there are 3 bonus sessions. So bonus session 1 is about enhancing your intuition, because when you've got your intuition working on your side, it's like having a whole team of people working with you. It's just amazing. Bonus number 2 is improving your memory and recall. So I did a whole standalone session on memory techniques and all of that sort of stuff, because it's something that people often ask about quite a lot. And bonus number 3 is the Access Consciousness and Huna Belief Change session. I had somebody, let's see, I think I've got her quote here somewhere. Not that one, not that one. Or actually, although that said, you will get to experience some of the things we talk about with the Huna and the Ho'oponopono. You won't have to do it remotely because I will actually be doing it in the room with regards to this. But this is a quote from a solicitor for you guys in America, an attorney or a lawyer, who was one of the very first people to ever do my online DVD. And she said, I've got this DVD, in terms of, she'd written a testimonial for me. She said, I've got this DVD. It's so good, you feel as though you are a fly on the wall in the classroom. And that was my intention when I created it. And so it's really fantastic that that's actually what people feel when they watch the DVD, because that's really what I wanted. I wanted to almost feel as though the information was coming out of the screen and being kind of translated over to you. And I don't know, when I asked the question finally, because I had a lot of people who in Australia buy the online version of the training, and because you can do just the training, or there's an option where you can do Skype coaching sessions as well. And so in the Skype coaching sessions, after half a dozen or so Australians, I just thought, I've got to ask the questions. So as one of them were doing a Skype call, and I said, it's very interesting that I've sold, most of my sales are in Australia. Can you think why that might be? And she laughed and she said, well, you're actually quite direct and quite funny, and the Australians like that. So I don't know if that's the reason, but regardless of where someone is in the world, in Australia, I'm based in the UK near London, and so it really is the other side of the world. But people do have the experience of watching the DVD and actually feeling as though they're in the room, which is absolutely wonderful, because that was my intention. So if you've already signed up for the photo reading workshop, the live workshop in October, you now have the details in your email inbox. So, and what I have also said, because there are a couple of links in there, there's a link to log on to the DVD itself. There's another link where you can always find it on my main website. So because there are a couple of links, sometimes they get pushed into the spam folder. So if you signed up for the workshop but you haven't received it, check your spam folder first and then get back to me. But if you've got it, just click on the link, put in your username, put in your password, you're in. And if you are signing up for the workshop in October and you're doing that this week, then I will also send you the DVD. And it just means you can get started without having to wait all the way till October. And I know I've had a couple of you go, actually, I prefer to wait because I just want the surprise of it all. But for people who do want to get started, then that's your opportunity to do so. You can also purchase the DVD on its own as a standalone. That's on my website, www.transformationstm.com. /PhotoReading, just for the general info. I think it's / PhotoReading DVD. Let me check that. Actually, it's not going to be on there, but let me check it. I will find it and I will put it into, let's see, photo reading and online DVD and international Skype coaching. Right, so let me just drop that into the conversation thread. So that's there. I'll also at some point put it into the description of the video. But it's there, so you can always purchase that separately if you wanted to do that, and you've got the option just for doing the DVD training, or there are options for one-to-one Skype coaching as well if you wanted a bit of help in terms of the implementation, answering any questions you might have. And the DVD itself, it's a real training, so there are people in the room who are doing the training, and so they are asking questions, I'm answering questions, and so people often find they watch it and they go, oh my god, I have that question too, and they get their question answered. But it's just if there's anything over and above that, or you have a particular application, because sometimes people are students and so they're using it for academia and they're taking exams. But other times it's people who are doing professional exams, and sometimes people just want to fall in love with books again or create more time and get more done in less time. So the motivations for doing that will be very different. And some of you might have heard me talk about Sita a couple of months ago. She couldn't make it to the workshop. She was doing her professional exam. She had failed one of the modules and was in a little bit of a panic, and the lecturer said, look, if you don't pass this time around, maybe this training isn't for you. And so she's like, oh my god, what shall I do? So she bought the online DVD training, didn't do any Skype coaching with me. We had a couple of little Facebook Messenger exchange, but she pretty much did it all by herself. And she had the experience of being calm and relaxed when she went to the exam. She only had a couple of weeks to pull it all together. And also what was really lovely, which is why I'm saying mind mapping is where it's at. She said, I sat in the exam and I was able to remember all of my mind maps, and it just flowed, and she passed the exam. So those of you who follow Sita Jones would have seen her making those announcements about passing, etc. But she is the most recent person to have done the DVD, because she kind of thought, right, I don't want to fail this. So yeah, obvious applications are for education, but for me, I mean, it still surprises me every single day, and I've been photo reading now for 18 years, and there are still things that make me go, whoa. You know, in terms of improving memory, recall, enhancing your creativity, your decision-making skills, your ability to get more done in less time, because the premise of this is, you know, photo reading at 25,000 words per minute, and photo reading a whole book from start to finish in 5 minutes, and then learning strategies to remember and recall what you've read. So there's a lot you can do with your time, which people are always saying, how did you get so much stuff done? And pretty much a lot of it is down to this. So, you know, so many applications for it. And I think one of the things that I love about it is always surprises people in terms of the number of ways they can do it. And some of you might have seen the video that I came across today from Naomi Tamayama, and she was sharing her experiences of how much photo reading has changed her life and her approach to business. And so if you're watching this on real time, just scroll down a bit on my page and you'll find her video there. I shared it earlier on today. So it really does show up in the most incredible of ways. It is, I always say it's life-changing and a game changer. And, you know, and some of you have heard me maybe talk about Kay, who had brain damage, and had been brain damaged for what, 5 or 6 years before I met her. Well, no, I'd known her, we were friends, and she always used to say, oh, what if I should, you know, do you think photo reading will help? And I'm like, I think it will, but I'm not that sort of person who's going to chase you down. Ask me a question, I will answer it, and then I always say, you know where to find me. So eventually she comes on the photo reading, and she said on the Friday, as people often do, oh my God, I wish I had come on this when you told me about it all of those years ago, because I feel like I've wasted all of these years. But within 2.5 days, the symptoms of her brain damage were completely reversed. And it was, she'd been to, you know, Queen's Hospital in London and done all the tests, and been told there's nothing more they could do with her. And she'd been struggling for what, 5 or 6 years, and making the best of it. And she's still a very intelligent woman, so she found coping strategies, but she always knew things weren't right after the plane crash, because she was in a plane crash. Very dramatic. Oh my God, she was like minutes away from death. The guy had to do the puncture of the lungs in the middle of the airfield. It's that kind of drama. And she's written a really interesting, well, the doctor who saved her life, has written a very interesting blog about it. So it was serious stuff, and she unfortunately lost her partner in the crash. He was killed. And so the brain damage was as a result of that. So it wasn't just, oh, I've hit my head a little bit. And the effects of that are reversed, and not just Kay thinking that, but she went to a meeting on the Monday. So we finished the photo reading on the Sunday night. She went to a meeting on the Monday afternoon. She's like, Marilyn, I'm back. Oh my God. And then she was in a meeting with a lovely guy, a mutual friend of ours called Nick, who does the 5 elements. And he looked at her and said, Kay, what's happened? You're back. And then a couple of months later, because we were doing some mastermind photo reading coaching, her mum looked at her and says, Kay, you're back. And that was the thing that she most wanted as a result of doing the photo reading. Well, number 2, she was going on a course with someone called Dr. Joanna Martin, presentation and platform skills. And because of the memory and the brain damage and all that, you know, standing up doing presentations wasn't the easiest thing. And one of the goals that she set was she'll be on stage presenting without notes. And that's exactly what happened as well. So you know, from things as extreme as reversing brain damage, right through to going from failing exams to passing exams and passing with flying colours. Yeah, it's amazing. It for me, it was like, it just goes beyond. I always say it goes way beyond reading, and the stuff that happens with people and their intuition, and their ability to, oh my God, just cool. I remember there was a guy I say he's a forklift. I purposely say he's a forklift truck driver, because he is, and people, because I don't think that's a perception of somebody who would come to photo reading sometimes. And I remember the message that he sent me. He said it's like living in a whole different world. It's like living in a whole new universe. And for him, he had almost like the Bruce Lee Zen type thing. And there was one particular, you know, I set home play for the mastermind group, as it's a 6-month thing. So we set home play, and the home play that I'd set for him that month was use photo reading in a way that has absolutely nothing to do with books. And so that was the task. And there's a type of hat he'd been looking for several years, never been able to find it. And he's in London. you know how busy London is, and he kind of suddenly thought, oh, I'm going to do some home play. So I'm going to get into use step one, and I'm going to, you know, photo read the street, and I'm going to see where my intuition takes me. And his intuition said, go into that shop there. So he goes into that shop there, walks in. First thing he sees was this hat that he's been looking for years. And that's, again, the kind of the extent to the crazy cool ways that you can use it. And I just say to people, be creative. I've had triathletes who have exceeded their personal best when they haven't even been training. By their own admission, they've not been training, they've been eating crap. And just one suggestion about how to use step one and a couple of the other elements, they went away and beat their personal best and reported, and it was all in the space of 1 month. And I've had a runner do the same thing, because I told her what he had done and she did the same. And so just, there are so many ways that you can use it. And I have definitely had people use the DVD and have some amazing stuff happen. So yes, if you like your complimentary copy, and it's lifetime access, once you've got it, you've got it. So if you'd like your complimentary copy, just kind of, it's a case of just booking yourself on the photo reading workshop. It's the first weekend in October that it's scheduled for, and it's just so that if you don't have to wait all of that time. If you wanted to get started straight away and kind of dive in, then that's the offer. But if you've already signed up for the photo reading early booking price, then it's in your email inbox. So if you're watching this as a replay and you've got any questions, you've got any queries, by all means, feel free to let me know. And for those of you who are joining me in person in September, really look forward to working with you. And one of the things that popped up on my screen was, will I be doing the Huna? Yes, I will. So I've just done the video. I might still have it on here, actually, because I haven't deleted them all yet, where I was talking about someone who, let's see, where is it? There we go. So I was just saying that I just run the Huna workshop this weekend. So I ran it on Saturday. Today's Monday, if you're watching this in real time. And what I didn't know, there was someone on the workshop who had a frozen shoulder, and has had a frozen shoulder for the past 18 months, and has done physio, has done sports physio. Nothing has worked. We did a bit of Huna, and she's gone from just being able to just about do that with her arm to being able to do that. And so yes, we will be doing Huna. We do it on the Friday night, and that's really a piece that is a game changer for people, where suddenly the whole world just opens up. And so yes, in answer to your question, there will be the Huna session, and the Huna session is on here as well. It's the third bonus item, and I've had people watch that and say, I felt the energy of the Huna. One person said they cried while they were doing it, and they were just so moved by what was going on, by, number one, everyone in the room, but also they were feeling the Huna from the DVD themselves. So yeah, so if you'd like your free copy, it's not the physical DVD, it's online, so you don't have to be fiddling about with DVDs, etc. It's all online. All of the lessons are there. So if you'd like your copy, then you know what you need to do. Cool. Well, thank you so much for watching. Wishing you all a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you reside in this glorious world of ours. And yeah, catch you all later. Bye bye.